And and we are live. Everybody, welcome to the big show. I'm of course Big Will, and you all know Jeffrey KomiKHAN Henson.
Hey, what's up, guys? How's everybody doing today?
Now, before we get started, you'll notice in my description I talk about Bueller being on the show, but I put in there that he might be sick, and that's what happens. He's still sick, so let's all wish Bueller getting well soon. But he was going to be on the show, but instead, since he's not here, we're going to talk about something different. What we're going to talk about is the community itself and how it's so kind. And I'll be comparing it to a few of the other communities that I know about, and we'll just have a discussion. But before that, we actually have a good bit of people in the chat. Jeffrey, why don't we say hey?
Absolutely, got a lot of good people. Perry Comics, man. I've been working with that guy a couple times the last few weeks. He's a super cool dude. I really enjoy working with him. It's always good to see you, Perry. Flaming Sheila, good to see you, Sheila. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Big supporter of the community. She has been for a while now. Steve Whiting, good to see you, my friend. Hope you're having a great day. My boy Carlito, what is up, Carlito? Always good to see you around, man. I love having you in the chat. It's a good dude, man. And my boy, Stay Puff 1983. Sean, good to see you, man. Thanks for stopping by this morning. Hope your day is going well also. Thank
All
you guys,
right.
everybody.
Thanks, everybody, for joining us. So I guess the first thing we should do is, Jeff, you're a really awesome guy. People love you. You're
Thanks,
all
man.
in all these different shows, and you're always wanting to help people. I know there's multiple people you've helped go live for the first time. So my question to you is, what do you think about this community? Because you've been, I don't know what the word, I guess blessed would be the word, with a bunch of AOKs, and you've gotten a lot of grails and books that you've really been looking for simply out of the kindness of people's hearts.
Yeah, I'd say blessed would be an understatement, but a good word to use. Yeah, man, this community is awesome. I've been around YouTube for a while, and even before like comic books, I was always like a part of like the retro video gaming community and things like that. And I've never really seen a community just kind of band together as much as this one has. I owe a lot of it to just my family, I guess. The way that I was raised and taught to be is, you love and respect everybody, and doesn't matter anything. And that's just kind of what I try to convey. And I've seen, grown up watching these YouTube channels of some of these other like video game channels. Like one I'll just throw out there would be called Pixel Game Squad. It used to be called Retro Liberty, and it's just a group of great people, and that's what I enjoy watching. I enjoy watching good people. I enjoy being around quality people, and I try to convey, kindness and love and respect. Like, we don't always have to agree on everything, but in the manner that you go about it should be respectful, be professional, be a man about it. Don't sit there and beat somebody down. Like that saying, kick a horse while he's down. There's a way to go about everything, especially when you don't agree with something that somebody's doing. There's no need to act like a 10-year-old kid. You're throwing a fit because you didn't get ice cream at the store. If you have a problem with somebody or the way that they're doing, there is a professional. There's a good way to go about doing it without being a jerk or a jackass and these kinds of things. And I always just try to convey like the respect. You respect everybody. Like, I think that goes a lot further than getting on in front of a camera and acting like a jerk.
Yeah, I would have to say I don't know about you, but where I grew up here in the deep South, there's an air of respectfulness that you might call it Southern hospitality, but it's just a respect everyone has for everyone, and it's because I think we grow up and we're taught, if in the little things, if I don't say yes sir, yes ma'am, especially to a stranger, or if I don't hold the door open for the little old lady, that might seem like small to you, but it would get me a whooping when I was a
Yeah,
kid.
no, absolutely,
It's
man.
it's those little things that help you learn respect and what not for the bigger things, and that's what helps. If you've been to the South and you've seen Southern hospitality, that's what that is. It's just a respect for other people, and unless you're on the opposite team of a football game, in which case we don't respect you at all and hope you die.
Right. Well, yeah, that's totally understandable. There's the competitive type of nature in everybody at some point, but still, it's like, like it's the same. Like it's. I grew up with it. I'm sure you grew up with it, and it's always treat everybody the way that you want to be treated, right? Like they call it the golden rule. Like that's what I always was taught and learned, and it's just about respecting somebody. Like, a lot of people take for granted that what they have in life. I've always been the kind of person who, I always try to view things through somebody else's eyes. Like, why are they in that state? Why are they in that shape? And a lot of people don't do that. They just assume things, or they just talk. They just open their mouth and words fall out without thinking about what they're saying a lot of times. And sometimes that can get you in trouble. Like, I just, before you say something or be mean to a person, think about what that person has gone through. Like, what, obviously that bum sitting on the corner shooting up with heroin has had some crazy stuff going on in their life. Like, a lot of people are just like, oh, get a job, because they're out there begging for money or something. What if that guy was like a World War II veteran and he comes home and his family's gone or something? I don't know. There's all these things that could put a person in a bad situation, and too many people are sitting there quick to jump at them for these reasons without understanding what put them there.
Oh yeah. I have two rules that I try to live by, and when I tell you these two rules, you're all going to laugh at me, but I'm dead serious. These two rules will help you in life. It'll help you when people do things you may not like. You think of my two rules, and you'll calm down, and you'll understand from a different perspective them. It'll help your marriage. It'll help you in traffic for sure. Now, here are the two rules. Rule number one: people are stupid. Rule number two: if you have found someone intelligent, please refer to rule one. I see that smile, but am I not right? When you think about someone who's driving crazy in traffic and whatnot, instead of getting angry, just think, well, rule one, they're just stupid, I mean, yes, you guys are laughing, I know, but trust me, you take those rules to heart, you'll have an easier go at this thing called life.
Yeah. I don't know. My dad, big, like, I think my dad's parents were from back east, like Oklahoma area and things like that, and a big military family. And it's like you said, it was always respect. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Like, you don't talk back, and it was always about keeping your eyes open, trying to have common sense when you do this, treat others with respect, be humble, be courteous, have compassion for others. And a lot of times people aren't. I mean, we live in a world now where, like, money is the biggest thing, and most people just care about trying to get as much money as they can. These kinds of things, it's all about me, self-love and things like that.
Yeah. Now, when Bueller said he was still sick and we had to come up with something else, there's one specific thing that made me think of this topic to do. And before I tell what that is, Jeff, why don't we say, hey, there's a bunch of people that just dropped in. Like, I've seen like 5 or 6 different people, man.
All right, good. Thank you guys all for showing up. Let's see, where's my little thingy at? There we go. Just Rican Rod, good to see you, my friend. Hope you're having a great day. Ed D, man, Ed D is a big supporter of our community. I see him around a lot. I've even seen him on some of the retro video gaming channels that I watch. Always good to see you, Ed. Model Vault, man, good to see you. Thank you for stopping by today. Hope you guys are doing well. DK Comics and Cosplay, Delphia and KomiKHAN, thank you guys. Great supporters, big fans of yours. I'll watch all their videos. I'm glad to see you guys. Hope you're doing good today. Brenton S, man, hope you're doing well, buddy. Haven't seen you around for a little bit, but glad to see you today. Hope you're having a wonderful Sunday morning. KomiKHAN, my man, Gray Man, what's up, Gray Man? Hope you're doing well today. Good to see you. Hope everybody's doing well today, man. Good day.
Yep. Now, for those of you that don't know,
Mr. Garrow.
Hey, yeah, Mr. Garrow just popped in. He's very sneaky.
But, Comic Jabroni too. Good to see you, buddy.
Yesterday, Jeff got home from work and saw a package, and then he did a quick video and opened it up.
Yeah.
Jeff,
Okay.
why don't you let the people know what happened?
Okay. So I come home and I have this random box at my front door right here, and I'm gonna try and do this without showing off the address. But all it says, I don't know if you can see that right there. It says Grails Anonymous. Grails Anonymous. So I come home with an unexpected box that says Grails Anonymous on it, and I'm just like, what in the world is this? You know, you get a box and it's just labeled Grail from anonymous person. Like, you don't know what to think. And I had to get Mr. Garrow on with me for a little bit of support while I did this. And I start opening it, and I open it up, and inside there's a bunch of these little white packaging peanuts and this envelope. And when I pull the envelope out, I could tell that there was a slab in it, right? So I open it up, and we have Incredible Hulk 102 9.0 slabbed in the package from an anonymous person. They didn't want anybody to know who it was. That's pretty crazy. That shows true compassion, humility right there. You know, like I've given out AOKs and I've never remained anonymous. There's not a lot of people, I think, that want to do that. And it came, I don't know if anybody has seen this letter that was in it that was posted to I posted it on my Instagram if you haven't seen it, but let me just reread it here real quick for you guys. It says, Jeffrey KomiKHAN Henson, Grails Anonymous consists of a group of active members in the community who have banded together for a common cause to make the world a better place, one Grail at a time. You probably know most of us, but anonymity is key. I had to practice that word, anonymity. Anonymity is key as we search the community for those who are in need of a reminder that they're not alone. Through experience, we know that life can get in the way. Our mission is to find outstanding members of the community like you and to grant them the ultimate act of kindness through bequeathing them with a comic book grail. Jeffrey, you are our first AOK as Grails Anonymous. We want you to know that there are a plethora of individuals who care about you and the experiences of your life. You are not alone. Please accept this gift as our way of saying thank you for being you. Whether you want to share this with the entire community or keep it to yourself, we leave that up to you. This is your gift to do whatever you want with it. But if you happen to decide to open this live, please spread the word so we can visit your video to see the look on your face. We've reached out to Discovery Bay Comics and have asked him to be on the lookout just in case. When you open this package, we hope it fills you with happiness and love in a way that makes your day and impresses upon your heart and mind how much you mean to this community and to each of us individually. Enjoy. Your friends, Grails Anonymous.
Wow.
Right. I mean,
now immediately you got to think, I wonder who it actually is.
Absolutely. I've been thinking about that since I opened it. But I mean, I guess that's not that's like secondary, but still, like you wonder. And it's like this was insane, you know, this put me in shock. But when I read that letter, like that letter almost was more sentimental, was almost had more value to it than the book itself. That letter was just that letter really just like, you know, put me in a state of shock. I don't know, just kind of made me tear up a little bit and get all emotional, and it was insane, really.
Hence the abrupt end to the video.
Yeah, I didn't know what to say. I was at a loss of words. Yes.
Yeah. Now what that one is very special, but it came on the heels of another AOK of the same book.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, there was a note at the bottom of this one too. So I didn't read that. I'll read that. It says, "We know that you already got this book from Tony, but this had been in the works for over a month. Just took us some time to get it. Enjoy your 2 copies now." So,
which tells you Tony is not a member.
Yeah. Right. And I think that this is one of those things where I don't even know like who, but they're awfully kind, and it's pretty crazy, man.
Yeah, I believe someone posted on your Instagram that they smelled the smoke from a slab dragon.
Dude, I you know, they did post that, and it took me. They said they started. I think I'm starting to see the smoke of a dragon or something like that, and it took me a second to realize what that meant. And then I was like, "Oh yeah, slab dragon. I get that now." So yeah,
Possibly has something to do with the slab dragon. Maybe, maybe not. But that's actually pretty unique from what I see because I have I'm more a part of this community and like being on screen with people and whatnot than anything else. And but I have jumped into some other communities like on YouTube, such as the police community, where they break down and watch police videos and gear videos and all that stuff, as well as a gun community where people talk about guns, the laws around them, ammunition, and stuff like that. And I have never seen the amount of kindness and the amount of just people giving crap away as I have in this community. And some of the things that people give are actually valuable, like the one you have. And even the one that John gave you, that one has some value. Like why would you give that away? But he just wanted to. He's that kind.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, I like I was saying earlier, I've been a part of like the retro video gaming scene, and I've never seen anybody like, people, they'll send you a gift. I've sent a couple of people gifts, but I've never like been in any type of shape to send somebody a grail, like that takes a lot of love right there. That's, I mean,
And some of the people in the chat are saying, well, the return address will probably tell you who it is, but it actually may not because sounds like multiple people did it, but you can put
I
a
could,
different return
yeah.
address than your address on it. So
Yeah, and like you said, there's it sounds like there's multiple people. I think a big part of their project is the anonymity, anonymousness of it, and I think it might be um, to the benefit to try to keep it that way. I guess just kind of like, have I got some ideas in my head, and that's probably just the best way to keep it.
yeah, I wouldn't. I mean, if for those of you who really want to know, the best way to find out is to look in live chats and comment sections of videos about a month before the Tony Sanders video where he gave and bought Jeffrey the Incredible Hulk 102. It's like, what was it, like a
3.5, yes.
3.5? So about a week before that month, someone probably said something, but I don't have the time,
Uh,
or the patience to look through all that. But if someone does, that's how you would do it.
Yeah, and I think this is something that they plan on doing to more than just me, because they've actually created an Instagram account called Grails Anonymous, so they are on Instagram, and I think that they plan on doing it to other people. It's what I would think. So I think the anonymousness of it is what they really would like to try to keep. So probably best that way.
Yeah, I would agree. Besides, it's more fun that way, where if a bunch of people help out, but yet you know who one of them is, well, the glory is going to go to one person, and that would make the others feel bad. So it's probably best to do it anonymously. That way you can
Yeah,
pool money and get like a 9.0 like you got.
yeah, yeah.
Beck says too much effort to look it up. If it sucked, I'd definitely take the time.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. Is there anyone in the live chat who has yet to ever receive an AOK? I've actually received one, my first one, and it was from this other guy here on the stream. And I know he sent a butt ton out to a bunch of different people. And I know some of you guys have gotten and given ones, but is there anyone who has yet to receive one in the live chat?
There's got to be, I'm sure, right?
Maybe, I don't know. But the reason why we're asking is we got to thinking, talking about all this, people giving stuff away. I accidentally bought double of a bunch of different comic folios, and I thought one cool thing to do would be to give one away. So I have this Exo Man of War comic folio. Looks awesome. Magnetic closure opens up to this amazing art right here. And
I was going to say, Rod, what are you talking about, man? I've watched you open.
And I was going to give this away to somebody, and you know what? I'll even fill it with a bunch of comics. But I need to know of someone to give to.
Oh, we got looks like Bake the Snake, Stacy's weekly comic book picks. We got a couple right there.
Huh. All right then. Let me ask you this. Jeff, why don't you decide who I give something to?
Well, I think Stacy is a good pick because he has been around for a short period of time. He's been putting out some effort into his videos, and I think he's a good guy in the community. I'd like to see him get something.
Carlito, I agree. Man, his story is so cool, the way they came up with this character and the time travel and everything. I hope they get to make a movie about him. They want to. I don't know if it'll actually happen, though. But all right then. Well, does Stacy have Instagram?
Yes, he does.
Are you friends with?
I am.
Awesome. Well, just tell Jeff the address, and he'll get it to me. And I'll send you this Exo Man of War comic folio, and it'll be filled with things that I won't tell you about.
Right.
So, now that that's out of the way, what do you think possesses people to want to give things away, even though they may not be valuable? People are always wanting to give AOKs to other people. When you actually think about it, it's weird, even though none of us actually think it's weird. But if you take yourself out of the community, you're like, wow, that's really weird.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, to me, like, I enjoy helping people, like I enjoy doing nice things for people. Like, if you can make somebody's day a little bit brighter, even if it's only for like 30 seconds while they're opening that package, that's what makes me enjoy it, Right, Perry? It does. Does anybody need a copy of Immortal Hulk issue 15? I found a bunch of them. Well, I found like 4 of them yesterday, and I would be more than happy to give it to somebody who needs it.
I need about 1 through 15, so I'm going to hold off.
Yeah.
Actually, what I've been doing is just reading the trades because I didn't think to get into Incredible Hulk until it was way too late, and I'm just going to let other people have fun with that. I'll do something else if I want to, get something that's valuable. But I've been reading the trade, and I think the next trade comes out real soon, so I'll be getting it.
Yeah, I think that's the best way to do it right now.
Perry, he says, I need Immortal Hulk 1, haha, match my 105 if anyone is selling. Dude.
That's funny, right?
Me and Jeff were just talking. I was asking if he had a spare one.
You need one, Carlito?
I picked up 105.
Carlito, if you're for real, just send me your address via Instagram, and I'll get it out to you as soon as possible.
See, Beck says, I think they find a sort of connection with them and just how good it feels to make someone happy. I always give Christmas presents the same way. Yeah, I can understand that. Stay Puff, I got a few AOKs on IG during my first year on IG. Well, that's pretty neat. I joined IG late. But
what's up, Biggie Shaq? Good to see you, man.
But I can tell you, Jeff, you sent this 2 copies of this Wolverine 177, and that's it has no actual value whatsoever. It's just a Wolverine book, but to me, it's a special book because it was the one that got me into Wolverine. And all I can say is I'm working on it. You'll be getting something from me to say thank you.
Oh man, you've already done a lot for me. You don't need to do anything, dude.
Oh no. I'm going to do better. And I can tell you right now, I'm wanting to go big and go home You think that 9.0 is great. You just wait. I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
Oh man, that's not the reason why I gave those to you. I gave
I
them to
know
you
it's
because
not.
I
That's
wanted
what's
to.
part of the fun.
All right, all right.
And ever since I was a kid, I was always giving things away. I actually, this is kind of funny. When I was in fifth grade, one of the guys had no money for the yearbook. So I just hauled off and told him, hey, my mom buys me a yearbook. She'll buy you one too. And then I went home and said, hey, mom, you need to buy another yearbook. And of course, back then they were like $50, which was pretty expensive back in
Oh
the
yeah,
day.
absolutely.
And so anyway, she went and she was a teacher herself. So she called the teacher, talked to them, and turns out I didn't know it, but it turns out he had rough family trouble and a home life that was kind of rough. But having the yearbook would mean something, so my mom went ahead and bought it for him, and we got him a yearbook. So
That's pretty
my whole
cool.
life, I love giving people because it just the way it makes them smile makes me smile, and I get paid in happiness, I guess.
Right. Nah, for sure, dude. I totally agree. And maybe there's something about, well, that's the maybe it's the comic book community because maybe we're all real similar minded. That's what draws us to comic books. I don't know. But yeah, man, like this community has a lot of great people in it.
I think it also has to do with some of us have been collecting for years, and some of us have recently started or started back. So some people bought a book for cover price that's valuable now, whereas someone who just gets in would have to pay the higher price. But yet, someone may have bought, 50 copies of New Mutants 98 when it came out, and they give them away like candy because they don't care. They paid cover price. And just having that range. Like you would say you're friends with John's Comics with Kids, right?
Absolutely. One of my best friends, actually.
Yeah, well, there's an age difference there. And
Yeah.
then I would say Bueller is friends with Comic Tom, and there's a big age difference there. But it's that comic books that bind us together. It's weird.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely, man. Same thing with like Tony Sanders and me. There's quite a bit of age difference. I mean,
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
there's
Tony, if you
age.
watch this, he means there's a huge age difference.
No, that's not what I mean. I mean, there's an age difference between me and you as well. There's an age difference between like I've been getting close with Chad 90 MF Comics, and he's quite a bit younger than me, and so I mean, it doesn't matter. That's the thing is like it doesn't matter. Like it's cool. That's what I try to tell people. Like people are everybody has feelings and emotions. There's been so many times like I've seen people get bullied or picked on for reasons that don't matter. Like seriously, does that it irritates me to see somebody get picked on and bullied, tortured, or tormented. Because as a kid, I had friends who were bullied like every day, and it bothers them. It stresses them out. Their whole life they grow up getting picked on and bullied, and it really pisses me off. Like the people I care about, I really try to protect, and that's just how I am in nature, very protective. I mean, I've been in fights growing up because my friends were getting picked on and bullied, and I didn't like it. So there, there's no reason to be a bully, especially now. And with us being on YouTube, we're all adults. Like bullying is just it's childish, immature, and it sucks that it still goes on. But we can get rid of it. It's just you got to step up and stand up for the people that you love and care about.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, I remember I was watching a stream. We Love Comics was doing, and he's a big guy as far as subs and all goes. But even though he was just talking about something completely different on a live stream, there was a troll that got in, and he had to kick him out because they were just talking about how he's a crook, and it's like, why do that? There's no reason to. I mean, unless he actually was a crook, and then there'd be great reason, but he's not, so there's no reason.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, that's the thing is like we're all You know, like I'm going to be kind of forward right here, but Comic Tom has been getting a lot of hate too because he sells comic books, but yet he promotes comic books and all this stuff. And it's dumb. Like we are entitled. Like, why can't you have a YouTube channel and sell comic books? People think it's bad. Get over it, right? Like, I mean, I'm just saying, like, you're entitled to do what you want with your life. If you don't like it, don't watch Comic Tom. Or if you don't like this person because they do something, don't watch them. It's as simple as that. You don't need to get on here and bash somebody because of something that they're doing.
Well, thank you for that, Rick. And did you just read his post there?
Oh, oh yeah, man. I hope you know, thoughts out to you, Rick, and hope things get better, man.
We're glad we can help in our own weird way.
Yeah, weird is correct.
Yeah, very weird. Speaking of weird, I got in trouble for trying to stand up for someone myself when I was in kindergarten, and these bullies. For some reason, popcorn was involved. I have no idea why. I just remember popcorn, but they were coming up and taunting us and whatnot, and I went and showed them my Power Ranger kick. Although I've always been kind of like, you know, like that. And anyway, they left us alone, but then I got called into the principal's office as well as the bullies. And yeah, I don't know why popcorn was involved, though. I can't remember why, but there was popcorn.
Oh. Yeah, well,
I'm being honest. There was popcorn there. I just don't know why.
That's funny.
Yeah. I thought about telling that story to one of the Power Rangers at a convention.
Right, Bake. Absolutely. I'm sorry. Yeah, Bake, he says he watches and enjoys them, just doesn't like their lists. I cannot agree with someone and still be their friend. Absolutely. That's what, you know, like, there's no, you know, just because somebody doesn't have the same thoughts or ideas as you doesn't mean you have to, like, bash them or not be their friend or think differently of them. Like, I feel like there's this line that, like, oh, you don't think the same way that I do, we can't be friends, or all this stuff. A lot of it's like in things like politics or something that I'm not getting into because those are all sensitive subjects. But it always seems like it will be a line, and it's like you either have to be on this side of the line or you have to be on that side of the line, and that doesn't make any sense to me. Like, okay, you don't agree with that. I don't agree with you, but like that doesn't make you a bad person. That doesn't mean that I can't be your friend. We can have different ideas and still be united as, you know, a group. It's just crazy that it baffles me that people like, oh, this person doesn't like this or this person doesn't like that. And
I think it's a bit of misunderstanding too. Like, to me, when Tom releases that list on Fridays, a lot of people think of it as a buy list, but to me, it's not a buy list. It's a sell list if you happen to have the book, because it's telling you what's happened, not what will happen. It's telling you that these books have become hot.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not his list, first off. It's CBSI's. Comic Tom just gets it and does a video on it. So, I mean, I could get that CBSI list and I could do a video on it as well. You know what I mean? Anybody could. He's just the one who did it and has more, you know, people watch his more. But it's like, you know, people, like, you got to do something for a living. Like, he loves comic books, so he sells comic books. Like,
yeah. And,
I think a lot of the problem is people think it's a problem that he promotes certain comic books, but yet sells them at the same time. And
well, he doesn't choose which ones he's promoting, though, so I don't understand that argument. He gets the list from CBSI. They're the ones that would be choosing one, if they are actually choosing one. I don't know.
yeah, exactly. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. Like, I'm just saying, is if there's that big of a problem to you where you feel like you need to bash somebody for something that they're doing, maybe it's just something that you don't need in your life, I guess. Like, don't watch them. Like, instead of like trying to bully somebody or sit there and talk crap about them or something like that. Like, even if you have a problem with it, it's okay, and it's okay to voice your opinion too. Like, it is. It's okay. Like, if you really disagree with what he's doing, it's okay to voice that, but you got to go about it the right way. You know what I mean? Like, don't sit there and be a jackass. Sit there and be respectful, voice your opinions, put some proof out there for this stuff. Just don't get on there and open your mouth and let the turds fall out, you know?
Blake says, I think it's misleading. They have it looking like it's all professional. CBSI like they're some leader in the industry, but really it's some people like us that made an account. Well, yeah, of course, then again, pretty much everything online with the comic book started with people like us. So I
Yeah.
guess it depends on how you look at it. But yeah, I see what you're saying.
I mean, I'm not trying to get into a debate about CBSI, but that was just something that I want. But
Yeah,
Tom's been
I've
getting a
actually
lot of
never
heat
been to
for
the
it.
website.
My thing with that is anytime that you're getting ready to purchase a book, do your own research. Like if it's do your own research. I try to preach about buy something that you enjoy, buy something that you want because you want it. Because if it's just a book that you want because you enjoy that book, it doesn't really matter if it gets more expensive or not. If you're out there chasing stuff, there's always going to be a risk involved. It's always going to be a gamble. You know what I mean? And there's a saying, they didn't build all those casinos in Las Vegas because the house loses. You know what I mean? Like the house always wins. So like when you're gambling, there's a chance you're not going to get your money back. So you just got to be smart about it.
Well, it's like what I'm trying to do. I did a video on it with John's Comics with Kids. Is I'm speculating for investment, which means I'm going to plan on holding the book for a minimum of 5 years or longer, and I'm buying Teen Titans,
Right.
specifically New Teen Titans, and that's not based on a movie. That's not based on any list. That's simply me looking around me and seeing that they are very popular. They have a lot of different shows going on. A lot of people cosplay about them. They're, extremely popular, even though their prices of the books haven't really risen that high, although that's starting to happen. So I'm going for the long haul and I'm buying those.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't speculate. Like that's not something I'm good at. Like never have been, and I like part of it's because I've always been just an Incredible Hulk collector. So basically, I know Incredible Hulk, and everything else I know is super recent, and I've just gotten into. And so there's not a whole lot of knowledge there for me to speculate on anything else. So I just tend to focus on what makes me happy, which honestly is a lot of cheap books. Like I enjoy finding these cheap books that I'm going to read, or cheap books that have like Storm on the cover. Everybody knows that I like Storm. She's one of my favorites. So I always try to get covers with her on it. I'm trying to complete my Incredible. Oh yeah, I
Oh,
got that. I
there
just
you
bought
go.
that one too,
There
dude.
you go.
Yes, yes, right. So I'm trying to. My biggest goal with comic books is to try to have a complete Incredible Hulk run. It started out with just like the original Incredible Hulk, but now that it's getting so popular, I might. My goal is to complete the first Incredible Hulk, and then after that, I'm probably going to try and with the legacy numbering order, go back and try
Yeah.
to get
And
get everything eventually someday. But that's my main goal, and
and
that's what makes me
I
happy.
think we need to recognize Barbarian here and what he says. Myself and my group of friends have never bashed anyone specifically for the whole top 10. We simply brought to light concerns that were brought to us by the community. We stress do your homework. Now, I think he's talking about
Absolutely.
him and Hulk Nuts and Issues and their video that they do. And uh, I will commend them. They never named names when they were talking about stuff. And it was only when the person like Tom joined that they specifically said, this is what I don't like and this is why. And they let Tom defend himself.
Yeah,
Well, that's how it's supposed to do.
absolutely. Yeah, no. I agree with that. Do your homework for sure, because like then like it's all on you. Like people take things out of context. They look at something somebody puts up there. Let's just example. Oh, Venom 12 hot book. You got to go pick it up. It's great. So and so's first appearances in it. Something to watch out for. And then everybody goes and buys it. And then when it doesn't do anything, they want to have an excuse to put blame on instead of themselves for not doing homework. There's a
Well, it's
lot of
just
it.
like Immortal Hulk #2. Everyone's going for the Dr. Fry thing, but correct me if I'm wrong because I'm behind because I only read the trades, but as of right now, there is no indication, no plans of any kind for that character coming back and doing anything, but yet people are speculating on it.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I think that's one of the biggest spec books that I'm really shocked about. And I try to tell people that I don't think it's worth it, especially right now for nearly $100. If you don't have that book, I would recommend waiting because, like, maybe Dr. Fry shows up later on down the road, but I'm not sure he's going to be a big role in that series at all. Like, I mean, I don't know.
Good series with great cover art, man.
Yeah, I agree, for sure. But the speculation has gone wild on that Dr. Fry. So
Yeah,
just be careful, man, because if
yeah,
you
no,
go out and you buy a book for $100, especially a newer book like this, and you buy it for $100, there's a good chance that in 6 months it's going to be worth 20 or something, maybe even less, you know. So the thing about it is, like, we already know, like, the golden age, the silver age, those books that have been around for a while, we know which ones are going to hold their value for the most part, you know, because they have been valuable for a while. But when it comes to speculating on new books, it's such a gamble, man.
if a book has not held value or been up in value for at least 5 years, then it's a complete gamble. I mean, it's just like the stock market. If 5 years or less, odds are you're going to lose your money if you take it out in that time. You have to leave it in there even longer for it to gain, and even at that, it may not gain a whole lot, but gains a gain. So, for example, NYX #3, that's a book that's old enough. We know it's probably going to hold its value for the most part because of how we've seen it happen, its track record, and the reason that it's special, the first appearance of X-23. But, when it first came out, it's all up in the air.
Yeah, oh, I'm sure. Like, that's one of those ones that I don't really know much about, but I know that it's gotten super expensive. Just kind of like that Ultimate Fallout's #4 with Miles Morales. You know, like, I'm going to assume that that book is probably going to hold some value for a little while, because Miles Morales is looking like he's going to be a big part of the universe. You know.
Yeah, and Perry gives a great example here. Spawn Black and White sold $700 last year. Now you can get it for around 300. And Melody Biggie Shack says, "Spawn, thank you." You know what he's talking about? The thank you Spawn.
No, I don't.
Well, it's Spawn with a cover swipe of ASM 300, and it just says, instead of the 300 or whatever in the background, it's thank you, thank you, thank you. And it's a special book that they put out. And as soon as they put it out, it was worth around $100, shot up to 200. Now it's hovering down around the 100.
But you kind of see it with variants, like, not in that big of a way, but like when these new variants come out and all these people, they go and get them and they put them on eBay. You know, it's like a $5 book, and then all of a sudden it's selling for 15, selling for $20, and then like 3-4 weeks later, it's right back down to like $5 book. You know, so a lot of it is just, a lot of it's just patience too. You know, like with certain books.
Yeah, and sometimes you can blame Donny Cates, like Carnage Mindball.
Yeah, yes, Biggie Shack. That's totally true. 50-cent book at one point. Yes.
That's lucky. That's a good Carlito. He says he had multiples at his shop, so he was able to get 2 copies of #2. I assume Immortal Hulk is what he's talking about.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, and Comic Misexplained just dropped in. Hey, what's going on?
Hey, good to see you, man. Hope everything's going well at C2E2. Are you still there? I'm assuming you probably are. Maybe you're leaving though, but hope it was a fun time.
Hey, speaking of conventions, don't you have one next week?
I sure do, man, and I am super excited for it. Like, I am seriously already ready to go. Like, I've got everything set
When are
aside.
you leaving?
Friday. I leave Friday like 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
And are you going to be there the entire convention time?
Just Saturday, because I'm going up Friday, and I'm going to be at the convention on Saturday, and then I'm heading back Sunday early, not early morning, but like noon Sunday.
Misexplained says he was sitting next to Scotty Young and bought him a beer.
Hey, that's pretty cool. That's a story to tell right there.
Oh yeah, that's one thing you're going to come back with is stories, especially if you show something that most people don't get signed to a creator, or you ask them an odd question. Man, you're going to have stories to come back with. That's one of the cool parts about it. So you said you're only going the Saturday. So here's my question. What do you want to do about the show for next week? Do you want to cancel completely? Do you want to do what I did and we move the time down and you do like a show and tell haul, or do you want to do that on your own channel later, or what do you want to do?
Well, It's probably going to be pretty late. I'm probably not going to be home until about 9 o'clock p.m. my time, which would be what, 10 o'clock
11.
your time, 11 your time. So I don't know, maybe that Monday. I have that Monday off. So if you want to, are you busy on Monday evening?
Yeah, I work second shift.
Oh, okay, well that won't work.
Well, why don't you just do that video on your own, and then we can talk about it and do something else.
That next Sunday.
Yeah, the next Sunday.
Okay, that sounds good to me.
All right, and let me see. I guess you know what? Let's just go ahead and take a weekend off.
Hey, no, that sounds good. You need one of those every once in a while.
Well, this is pretty much all I do, so I'm actually okay. But I don't have my partner, so
Oh,
there was one time where your internet was down, and I got somebody, but I don't want to do that, this time because you're just at a convention and you're tired. So I'll just we'll just put it on break. So everyone in the chat, no big show next Sunday, but the following Sunday we'll have a nice one. I'm sure there's someone else that's probably in the community that's going to Anaheim, so we might get them on as well. What do you say?
that sounds like a good idea to me.
Yeah, and then we'll just talk about it then, and then con season will be over as far as the big show goes, and we'll go back with other subjects, and we'll see if we can get Bueller back on.
Yeah, for sure. And if anybody is going to be watching this, is in the chat or on replay, going to be at WonderCon Anaheim next weekend, look for me. Say hi.
Is there any specific place where you will definitely hang out at or be?
I have no idea, man.
They had the Chuckload of Comics booth where everyone was. That's where you would swing by to meet somebody, or.
Oh yeah, no, I don't have any plans. Honestly, I'm just going there, and I'm gonna be like probably running around like a chicken with his head cut off.
So Instagram, if someone's going to be there.
Yeah, for sure. Hit me up on Instagram if you're there. Or, yeah.
Barbarian says he's going to a con on the 31st with Need Mo Comics here in Atlanta. Hey, that's cool.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah, y'all should record something like we should have.
Yeah,
Someone didn't have their phone ready. I'm just messing with him. He says something about his phone. He couldn't get messages at the convention.
Oh, that's funny. Tell Mo I said what's up, Barbarian. He's a cool dude. Cool dude.
And, Sam, you came in at the end, so hi and bye.
Oh, yeah. Good to see you, Sam. Thanks for stopping by.
Well, all right. I guess we about talked out then, man. That was a good show. I enjoyed that. I'm sorry Bueller was sick, though. But yeah, everyone, mention in the comment section or something, or shoot him a message. Say, get well soon to Bueller.
Yeah, for sure. Bueller's probably about 6'6", Biggie Shaq. So how tall are you, Big Will?
I'm 6.
Yeah. Because I'm 6'2". Not 6'2". I'm 6 foot tall as well. And I've done a video in person with Bueller, and he dwarfs me. He makes me look like a little kid.
He won't dwarf me, but that's only because I'm about 6 foot wide as well. Anyway, we'll see you guys later. We had a good time. We enjoyed it. Thanks, chat.
Yeah. Later, guys. Thank you all.
Yeah, and Stacy, remember to hit Jeff up, and then I'll get that out to you.